And it was done in the 11th year, in the 3rd month, in the 1st day of the month. The word of the Lord was made to me, and he said, Thou son of man, say to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his people, to whom art thou made like in thy greatness? Lo, Ashur, as a cedar in Lebanon, fair in branches, and full of boughs, and high by highness, and his height was raised among thick boughs. Waters nourished him, the depths of waters enhanced him. His floods floated out in the compass of his roots, and he sent out his strands to all the trees of the country. Therefore his highness was enhanced over all trees of the country, and his trees were multiplied, and his branches were raised for many waters. And when he had stretched forth his shadow, all the volatiles of the air made nest in his branches, and all the beasts of forest engendered under his boughs, and the company of full many folks dwelled under the shadowing place of him. And he was full fair in his greatness, and in enlarging of his trees, for the root of him was beside many waters. Cedars in the paradise of God were not higher than he. Fir trees attained not evenly to the highness of him, and plane trees were not even with the boughs of him. Each tree of paradise of God was not made like him in his fairness, for I made him fair, and with many and thick boughs. And all the trees of lust of Eden that were in the paradise of God had envy to him. Therefore the Lord God set these things, for that he was raised in highness. And he gave his highness green and thick, and his heart was raised in his highness. Now I have given him into the hands of the strongest man of heathen men, and he doing shall do that, and he doing shall do to that, Ashur. After the unfaithfulness of him I casted him out, and aliens, and the most cruel men of nations shall cut him down, and shall cast him forth on hills, and his branches shall fall down in all the great valleys, and his trees shall be broken in all rocks of stone of earth, and all the peoples of earth shall go away from his shadowing place, and shall forsake him. All the volatiles of the air dwelled in the falling of him, and all beasts of the country were in the branches of him. Wherefore all the trees of waters shall not be raised in their highness, neither shall set their highness among places full of woods and full of boughs, and all trees shall be moisted of waters, shall not stand in the highness of those, for all they be given into death, to the farthest land in the midst of the sons of men, to them that go down into the pit. The Lord God saith these things. In the day when he went down to hells, I brought in mourning. I covered him with depths of waters, and I forbade the floods, and I refrained many waters. The Lebanon was sorry on him, and all trees of the field were shaken of the sound of his falling. I moved altogether heathen men when I led him down to hell, with them that went down into the pit, and all trees of liking, noble trees, and full clear in the Lebanon, all that were moisted with waters, were comforted in the lowest land. For why also they shall go down with him to hell, to slain men with sword, and the arm of each man shall sit under the shadowing place of him in the midst of nations. To whom art thou likened, thou noble and high among the trees of liking? Lo, thou art led down with the trees of liking to the farthest land. In the midst of uncircumcised men thou shalt sleep, with them that be slain by sword. That is, Pharaoh, and all the multitude of him, saith the Lord God.